Good morning. How are you today? Well, we're going to continue on the dress. And so what I've done here is I haven't started yet, but I'll show you what I've done. I haven't done anything actually. What I did was I put a little blue ribbon on, okay? And so what I'm going to do is sew the little blue ribbon all the way down on one side and then all the way back on the top at the other side. And what that will do is just keep the ribbon in place. And so it won't fall off and she won't lose it. And then on the other back side, like that, that's where the blue ribbon will come around, you know, and it'll tie around the back. So that's what I've done. Now what I've used here, remember we were talking about bias tape? Well, I used that seam tape. Seam tape is what they used to use a long time ago, and it's a ribbon, and they would sew it to they would use it similar to bias tape, and they would sew it to the hem, and then they would turn it over, and then they would hem it with the seam tape, or they would put it in a seam. Let me see, that's what it says, seam tape. Edge finish, reinforcement, stay strips for seams, waistline and waistlines. Okay. So I'm going to use it for a ribbon because I can't find my ribbons. I have no clue where I put them. I think I hide them from myself. So I figured this would be cute enough, and I could just sew it on and it'll stay there, and then it can be tied, and that'll kind of cinch up the waistline of the dress and also make it really cute. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So I hope your day is going good today. Mine is so far. It's pretty early. I mean, it's not really early actually. It's about noon. I have an appointment to go to in a little while, so I decided to do a video now and get this dress done so we can move on. So what I'm going to do is like I said, I'm going to sew this seam tape on the dress. And I'm going to start like at a 2.5 stitch length, which is small. Still using my gray thread, and the reason why it's a light gray because it goes with everything. I could use blue, but the problem is this sewing machine cannot use regular blue thread. I have to have a certain weight on my thread. So that's the only bummer about the Juki. I mean, I love the Juki, but this is 40 weight. I mean, I never knew anything about weight, you know, thread that had weight to it. I just, you know, just regular spools of thread, you know, like this. You know, I just have these, and I never knew that the thread had weight. You know, our machines, our old machines never had that. We just used this. So when I got this machine, I thought, you know, I do have, because I had seen this machine and all this, and they had these huge spools on there. And I thought, oh, this is cool. I have those big spools because I used to own a serger and I had serging thread. And I said, perfect, this will be perfect. I can use up all that thread. lo and behold, to find out that serging thread is different than 40 weight well, this is polyester thread. And you can get this in cotton or polyester or synthetic, right? So anyway, so I put the serger thread on and I was sewing, and my machine just was not running right. And that's when I just got it. That's when I just took it out of the box. I had no clue. And I was frustrated as all heck because the sewing machine just would not sew. And so I called a company that sells these machines, and I asked, why is, what's going on? And she says, well, what kind of thread are you using? And I told her, and she goes, oh, well, that's why you can't use that kind of thread. She goes, because serger thread is made differently. Oh gosh, I had no clue. I had no clue at all. Pretty frustrating. Okay, so what I've done is I've sewed the bottom of the ribbon on, okay? And I didn't sew all the way to the seam because I need to sew a seam in, the side seam. So I didn't want to do that. So going to go back where I stopped and I'm going to sew the top part. And this kind of gives it a finished look on the dress. It makes and there again, it gives the dress a finished look, okay? And then also the ribbon won't come off, it won't fall off and that sort of thing. So now also when I put the ribbon on here, I measured it. So I measured from the very top of the collar, and then I measured down, and it came to like 2 1/4 inches. And then I went to the other side of the collar, and I'll show you in a minute how I did it. But I measured it before I pinned it, then I measured it, and then I readjusted it, and now I'm sewing it. Okay. Now I was thinking, I'm gonna have to look around. I thought I had some little tiny bows. I used to have that I thought a little tiny bow right in the center would be kind of cute, cute up that ribbon a little bit more. Okay. All right, so this is what I've done, sewed it on. And like I said, I measured from the top of here down to the top of the ribbon, okay? And I found that it was 2 inches and 2 1/4 inches. And then I measured underneath the armpit at the seam down and made sure it was even on both sides under the armpit, the ribbon. And then I pinned it on, and now we've sewed it. Okay. So now I'm going to sew the side seams. And they're already partially sewed on, but I'm going to continue. And I'm going to pull the ribbon back like this so it doesn't get caught up in the sewing. We don't want that to happen. Then I want to line my foot, sewing machine foot, up with the stitch I have in there already, the seam I had already started. Sometimes it's hard to see. I'm gonna start stitching in that line, that existing thread, back, and then I back stitch. And then I'm continuing all the way down the side to the end. Now I'm gonna back stitch like so, and like so. You just want to cut off these little threads everywhere, so it makes it look nice and neat. But being very careful not to cut the fabric. Like that. There we go. So there's one side. Isn't that cute? So let's do the other side. So this time I'm gonna have to sew from, well, actually I'll just flip it over. I gotta make sure that the ribbon is not in the way. I did fold it back. Now, my last video I made when we were putting the sleeves together, for some reason it came out, it said in the title, it said like restricted age. That has nothing to do with this. It's when I upload my videos, it gives you a choice. Made for kids or for adults. I want this for kids and, you know, sewing age, which I don't know what that would be, maybe 8 years old and up. So if you have any children, you know, they can watch it. There's nothing in it bad. I'm just teaching you how to sew. But on the YouTube channel, I guess people in the past have posted it and opened it up to everybody, and then there probably was some bad things. I don't know. But they make it really hard, and it's very difficult to figure. I think, oh yeah, I'd like to, for kids, you know, kids from everywhere watch it, and that would be fantastic. But then they make it really difficult because you have to go through a questionnaire and all that jazz, and I just like I don't want to deal with that. And then they say, well, if you do open it to kids, then you're limited on this and that and advertise, you know. And I thought, it's like, you know, all I want to do is make videos and post them. And I feel if the parents feel that the video is safe enough for their child to watch, then, you know, go, you know, let them watch it. It's just, you know what I mean? So that's why it says restricted age, but it's only because I was messing with that. And then when I went back, because I said, nah, I don't want to do that. And I tried to get rid of it, and it came up with that. So it doesn't mean anything. It's just, sometimes it can be very frustrating when you're uploading a video onto YouTube, because you don't know. I mean, like this, the beginning of my series, you should see a doll. And so what they suggest is you do thumbnails, and a thumbnail is like something that would, you know, you would see it and it would grab your interest, right? So I was thinking that they would use the picture of her with the dress on, Marlene with the dress on, right? And that would grab somebody's attention. But they didn't use that. They used something like me holding up the fabric, or I don't even know. And so you can put, that's what a thumbnail is, and I never knew what it meant. And they were telling, you know, I have these, I have this app on my phone that tells me how many people are watching, how many views. Well, I counted, what I did is I went in and I took a picture of all my videos that I did, and I counted it myself of all the views, and they're like way off. They said I have, in fact, they're dropping it. It's like, they said first it was 1,008, then it went down to 1,007, then it went down to 1,006, and I go, what's going on, you know? So I added it all up, and it's 3,449 viewers. So that's how many people, how many times. It's not how many people, and it could be the people that they're counting, and maybe 1 or 2 people have dropped away from my channel and decide they don't want to watch it. I don't know, but maybe that's where they come off of dropping me, you know, 2 numbers. I don't know, but the views of my videos, I'm counting the views of my videos, not the viewers. And according to what it says, it doesn't say viewers, it says views. And I thought, how can they be off? How can they be off so much? But anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter to, it shouldn't have mattered to me. I just enjoy doing this, and I think it's really fun. And I'm not doing it to make money, but it just kind of griped me, and I thought, well, how can they be off 2,000, you know, or whatever, about 2,000. So actually more than that. But anyway, it's just like, oh well, oh well. Oh well, oh well. You know, I guess if I was in a, if I was making money off of it, look at this. So I have 2 magnets sitting over here, and these scissors were sitting near the magnet but not on it, and now I have all these little straight pins stuck to it. That's funny. Yeah, that's funny, funny, funny. Okay, so where's my scissors? Oh, I have scissors everywhere and I can never find them. Okay, so anyway. Okay, so we got this part done. Now the thing is my hemline is a little bit longer in the front than it is on the sides. And that's my fault for when I cut it out. So I'm just gonna go and straighten it out so I can get a good hemline to match it up with the sides. So I'm just gonna cut it. I'm gonna take all these pins off too. So I'm just gonna cut about 1/4 of an inch. That's all I need to cut, I think. Like that. There we go. Oh, I'm still off a little bit, aren't I? Okay. All right, so now I'm going to hem it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do what we did on the collar. Remember that? Where I iron it down and then I flip it over twice. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll sew it. So let me go over to the, let me turn the channel, not the channel, turn the camera so you can see my ironing board. Okay. See, now this blue Hawaiian bag here that I made, this one, and I know a lot of you have watched it. Actually, I'm thinking of making another one but wider, because this one came out kind of narrow. But it does have a snap, and it has a pocket inside and stuff. But it is a crossbody bag. This video I made on this one, or this and a couple other, when I went along with it, 300 views, and it's more now. But it's funny. It's not funny, but it's interesting to see how, like, blue Hawaiian brings an attention to somebody to watch. Or crossbody bags. Crossbody bags are really popular too. But I just think that's really interesting how, you know, when you watch it, you watch the charts or how they analyze, you know, your videos, how a certain color or blue Hawaiian, the name, just blue Hawaiian, just, you know, and it is interesting watching this. And yeah, but I think next time I want to make it a little wider. This is great for crossbody bag, perfect size, but I think it needs to be wider. So anyway, I'll make another blue Hawaiian and make it wider. Okay, so now let's, I'm gonna go over here. You're gonna see my nice big arm. I don't know where it came from, but anyway. And I'm gonna iron, first I'm gonna iron the side seams down, just to make it look pretty. I'm gonna iron the back seam down where I ripped it out because I couldn't get her head through it. But you know what, I'm thinking maybe that's not how you put doll clothes on. Maybe you go feet first and then bring it up over. I'm not sure, I don't recall. Maybe somebody would know. But in any case, I'm going to go ahead and just put velcro all the way down, I guess. So it'd be easier to put it on. That's what I'm guessing. So has it been hot where you live? It's been hot here. I mean, it's always hot here in the summertime. Our climate is hotter here because we live in the south. So. But sometimes we'll get cold weather. But most of the time it's pretty warm. Even, you know, even in the fall and spring, it gets warm. In the summer it gets hot. The heat bothers me, so I need to be where the air conditioning is. All right, so now I'm going to, so this is what I've done. I'm going around and I'm putting in my first fold for the hem, and I'm going to go the second fold, like so. And this time I am going to pin it down. I'm going to pin it down and make a nice little hem here. I've been thinking, what am I going to work on next? Oh yes, I was going to work on the Olympic shirt. Now I've been kind of toiling with that idea. And I know the Olympic shirt is 3 different colors. And I'm not sure, I've never done 3 different colors on a shirt. So I was thinking about that, how to go about doing that. I haven't seen the latest Olympics. I know it's in France. And I've looked on the internet to see what an Olympic shirt looks like. I mean, they do have American Doll Olympic shirts, leotards, and they're blue, white, and pink or something like that, or pink, white, and blue, something like that. And so I thought, well, you know, I could buy her one. I don't have leotard type fabric to. So here's this magnet bowl here. Everything is in it and everything sticks. I even have these in, oop, these are magnified. So, and then I was thinking maybe I should just make it a solid color, maybe blue, and then try to make the 6 rings try to do it with paint. See if I could do the 6 rings. And then I was thinking, well, how would I do that? I was thinking like the end of a pencil, you know, where the eraser is. But it wouldn't, I don't want it solid. I just want the outline of the eraser or the circle, because it's got to be little. But it's got to be big enough so you can see it, right? So I was thinking, I went through our tool drawer, and I came across something that might work. And of course, it's probably not in here right now. I don't know where I put it. I think it was in a pocket, actually. It was in my pocket, and I thought, oh, what is this in here for? You know how that is. And then you put it down, you forget where you put it. It's like I've been taking this medicine, and I'm supposed to take it twice a day. And so I was sitting here this morning. I got up early to take it, and I had to eat something before I could take it. And then I was talking to my husband, and I drank some water. And I thought, did I take that pill? I couldn't remember it, and I can't double it. So, you know, on the pill box, it has the quantity of how many pills are in the container. So I sat down and started counting the pills. And I guess I took it, because there was 14 and now there's 12. So I took one yesterday. I guess I took one this morning, which I don't remember doing. And then, because I usually remember. But you know how it is, you get talking and you get distracted and you do things automatically, and then you just totally blank on it because you're so distracted, you know, by something else. Strange. So I hope I did take it. There's so much going on in today's world, and So many things to think about. Sometimes you forget, and I think I've been forgetting more and more lately. Well, I mean, my husband has a good memory. I mean, heck, he can remember when he was 3 years old. I could never tell you that. Okay, so I have it all, I have the hem all pinned down like that. See? And I'm going to take it over here and I'm going to iron it. Like so. Just a little bit. Iron on there. Now I'm going to sew it. I'm going to sew it. And I'm just going to use the same stitch that I've been using because this only does one stitch. It doesn't do multiple stitches like other things that I have do, but I don't know that machine very well, and it's got some really nice stitching to it. It's just that I just don't know them that well. And if they'll work, which they probably would, but I do need to break it out though, because I do need to I like to do some cute little stitching along here on that, like an embroidery stitch. That would be cute. So I'm just going to do a regular stitch. Stitch size is 2.5. I have it pinned along the way here, so I'm stopping it, unpinning it as I go. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Looks pretty good. This sewing machine does not back up good at all, which to me is very frustrating. But okay, so now what we're going to do is put some velcro on here. If I can find it, here it is. I bought some velcro. It's very little, and I got it this small to sew on the back of these clothes. I don't know how hard it's going to be, but we're going to do it. Now, let me try her dress on to see how far on the back I need to put the Velcro. Or, you know, well, I'll show you in a minute. That didn't make sense. So come on, get your thumb in there. Good job. Okay, here's another one. Okay, thumb, thumb, thumb. Thumb, there we go. Okay. Marlene, did you put nail polish on your fingernails? Looks like somebody put nail polish on your fingernails. I wonder who did that. And I don't know why they have this big old string back here. It's kind of weird, huh? So I'm gonna put this here like this. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is figure out how far in the back to put the velcro. So it looks like to me let's see, where do we want to put this? Do we want to mark it with okay, we'll mark it with this iron off ink. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I put a little red spot here on the shirt at the top of the collar. So I can kind of get an idea. Here, put your arms up here, like that. Okay. And let me see how far that one goes over, but this one I need to figure out on the inside where to put the other mark. So let me measure that. Measure, measure, measure. So, okay, so that one is about 1 1/8. Actually 1 4 inches. Okay. So now I'm laying this one down over it, and I need to measure. So I'm just going to go at a half an inch in on the flap that's going to go over it, 1/2 inch. So I'm going to mark that in a 1/2 inch. What I'm doing is the back of the dress, okay? And I want to sew that Velcro on, and I need to know where exactly to sew that Velcro at, so it'll reach. So it's got to be even. How big is this Velcro? This Velcro it's a 1/4 inch wide, okay? So I would need to make a 1/4 inch wide. So a 1/4 inch is a 1/4, 1/4, okay? 1/4. So if you're doing math, I don't know if you're learning that nowadays, because I know your math has changed, but in my day, so I'm gonna have to put that Velcro right at the edge here to make that 1 1/4. Okay, so let's see if that's gonna resonate all the way down to 1/4. I could always just put it right on the edge, and that would give me plenty of room. So maybe I'll do that. I'll just do it on the edge because we're going to put a tie on it anyway. But I still need to measure a fourth of an inch all the way down. From the hemline or the side seam line. And then this one would be the same, fourth of an inch. Okay, so I know you couldn't see me doing that. I'm sorry. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I don't even know if you can see this, but I am going to, so on here, on this ruler here, I'm going to move this blue thing up so you can kind of get an idea where I'm going with this. So you see the points on here? That's a fourth of an inch, okay? So I'm going to take that fourth of an inch and I'm going to lay it over the top of my fabric like this. And right there is where I'm putting the Velcro, right at the edge. So that way it'll be easy to line it up, I'm guessing. So let's see what I can do here. See if I do it right. I guess it doesn't really matter now that I think about it, because even if the Velcro was over on this side and the other part of the Velcro was on the edge, as long as it has room, it could reach over and snap onto that. But I'm going to just allow some room there for that Velcro to, and for me to sew it. Because this is pretty thin. I don't know if I should just sew straight down the middle with this stuff or what. And it has to be sewed because, you know, Velcro, when you pull it apart, you can't just be taped on there because it would come off. So it has to be sewed on. I'm just gonna sew it on like this, pinning it on first, like so. I think I'm just going to have to go down both sides, and it's just going to be really small along the edge there. That's all I can think of. Like so. So wish me luck. So that's the Velcro right there. To leave soon for my appointment. Okay, so this is the other part that sticks to it. So there's a rough part and then there's a soft part. So I'm sewing the soft part on first. And I'm still using my zipper foot because I want to sew as close to the edge as possible. So it would just be easier to see with the zipper foot because it's a narrow foot. So I'm going to go across one step, actually, I'm gonna put my foot back down. And I'm going to back stitch there. Two, and then up. Okay, and then so small you can hardly see it. Then I'm going to go over one, turn it. So when you turn and you're sewing and you're turning, you can't see me, can you? Okay. When you're sewing and you're turning, you leave your needle down into the feed dog. And that feed dog is where it catches the threads, the bottom thread, to bring it up to latch on to your needle thread, okay, your upper thread. This is your upper thread, okay? So when you turn your work, so like I have my foot down right now, and I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. Close your eyes. I'm gonna put that. Whoa! I almost knocked the camera over. So, see that? Well, I guess you can't see that. Well, anyway, I tried. I need one of those cameras that go over the top or sits right there and sews. Watch me sew, I guess. Anyway, so. Woohoo. Don't do that. What are you acting up for? Bad girl. I'll have to go back over that. All right, so we got that part sewed on. She didn't like being turned there. She just wanted to give me a little problem. She says, come on, get on with the show and stop talking. All right, where is that? Where I kind of sewed off. Is that on there? Well, it's on there. I'm just gonna clip this back. Whoop. Scissors are all got pins stuck to them. All right, so I got the soft velcro, the soft part of the velcro down. So this is it right there. So now we go and we do the same thing over here, but with the rough stuff. So, and it has to be, so this one was on the front side, right? And this one is going to be on the back side. So it'll just hook on to it like that. Just like that. Okay. And I'm just gonna cut this part off. Here, like so. All right. Okay. I'm going to trim off any little tiny threads that I see in my way. Now I find this one. This is the, turn this turkey off. This is the velcro that sticks to the other one. So this one's the rough one.
The time is now 1 p.m.
All right, thank you. So it's
The room
smooth.
temperature is 74 degrees
It's
Fahrenheit.
smooth on one side and rough on the other. So you want to put the rough side up and keep the smooth side on the fabric. Okay? And now it's going to it's going to don't fall. Dear. Oh dear, what could the matter be? Oh dear. Okay, don't unwind totally. How am I going to wind you back up? I'm going to use some scissors that will cut it. Okay. Oh, come on. Thing's got all kinds of pins stuck to it because it's now magnetized. So now that it's unwound itself, I have to figure out how I'm going to rewind it, huh? Silly, silly. Okay, so now I'm going to sew this velcro to this side right here. So that way it will flip over on this side and stick. And before you go to sew it, make sure that's the right way, because nothing worse, you get it sewed on and find out you did it wrong. I've done that numerous times with other things. Not with Velcro so much, because it's the first time I've sewed Velcro on in many, many, many years. Okay. So I am just going to wing it and sew it on without pinning it, because that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to start there at going to start below the collar. Dang it, I just took my thread off. Come on, don't mess with me now. Has school started yet? It hasn't started here yet. I think it starts next week on the 5th in some school districts, as far as I know. That's what I heard. Some have probably already started, but they have different school districts around here. So in Oregon, they don't start until after Labor Day in September. But here they start in August. They don't have the same vacation time. Actually, I think they get out. I think they get out in June, but I think they get out earlier in June than Oregon gets out. Yeah, I think they get out like the end of May. So, you know, they get June and July and go back to school in August. I think that's the way it goes here. So they still get two months off here, but maybe because it's so hot, I don't know. I don't even know the reason. I don't know. And I think some places in California too might go to school earlier. I don't know. I guess it just depends on the school district you live in. When you get old like me, you don't go to school anymore. I mean, I guess I could, but, well, I don't know what the reason would be. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, what I'm thinking of putting a little tiny button at the top. Now this button might be too big. I don't know. But I thought it would be kind of cute to put a button here. Like that. All right, but I'll think about it. So with these kind of things, you can just play around and add some more stuff to it, make it really cute. All right, so I have I don't believe I did this. I sewed the oh no. Ugh. I sewed the wrong side of the Velcro down. Oh gosh. How can I be so stupid? Here I'm telling you not to do it, and what do? I do it. Yeah. Now I gotta take it all out. And how I could tell, it's like, why is it so smooth? Oh, what a kook I am. Oh, that's funny. Oh, don't do what I say. Do what I say. Don't do what I do. Oh man. All right, that's a real bummer. Oh gosh. Well, that's what I get, Joan. That's what you get for yapping. Jeez. Jeez Louise, girl. All right, well, what I'm going to fix this later because it's going to take too long to pull it all out. Okay, so I will fix it and make it better, and I'll show you next time what it's going to look like. But in the meantime, I am just going to put her dress on and tie her ribbon on around her dress so you can kind of get an idea how it looks. Even though I messed up the Velcro. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh gosh. What can I do but laugh at myself? Laugh at myself. Okay, so we're just gonna pretend, I am pretending here that I actually did the Velcro right, and I am going to tie the ribbon around to her back, put a nice cute little bow, like so. You know what? Your dress is a little short. Oh, there we go. All right. There we go. Now this is a sundress. And yes, it is a little short, isn't it? It almost looks like a shirt. Jeepers. What did I do wrong? All right, so this is the dress. We might have to make some shorts to go under this because I made it too short. Okay, so this is the dress. This is the back of the dress. Like so. These are not the shorts that goes with it, of course. These are, I'll just take them off. Okay, so now it's a mini dress, a mini sundress. She says, you like my dress? I like it very much. But we will have to make some pants or something to go over. But I know my granddaughter does have some pants that would go over it. Maybe I'll have to add some lace or a ruffle down at the bottom to make it longer. Okay, good talking. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Oh, and by the way, if you like my video, like, subscribe, ring the bell. You can share it with your friends. Yeah, so it's all good. I'm up to 60 subscribers now. That's pretty good. And like I said, it's actually 3,449 views. That's great. Isn't it great? One of these days it might show up on your up on the TV how many views I have. But I think that's per episode. So, like, you know, if I got 1,000 viewers, like on these doll clothes, that's when it shows up. But until that time, it doesn't show how many views I have. Okay. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.